Wednesday, April 17th. Heartbreaking news spread nationwide across all forms of media in China. A 17-year-old boy jumped off of the Lupu Bridge in Shanghai, right in front of his mother's eyes. Now, according to the Oxford Dictionary, love is defined as a deep, intense feeling of affection and affectionate greetings conveyed on one's behalf. Now, we are extremely complicated beings, and the most complex of which being our feelings and emotions. It's almost impossible to label any of it with one single definition. I bet that each and every one of you in this auditorium right now have a different definition for love. But nevertheless, love is intended to spark something good, something that makes people happy, whether it's friendship, romance, or our focal point today, familial bonds. So here's my question. If the mother loved her child, then why did the boy choose to end his life right in front of her eyes? According to a 2017 report published by the US Center for Disease Prevention and Control, the suicide rate in the States for teen girls doubled from 2007 to 2015 and increased 30% among teen boys. In 2015, 5 in every 100,000 teen girls aged 15 to 19 committed suicide. And in the same year, the suicide rate for youths my age 10 to 24, the suicide rate totaled 5,900. Now, Keith King, who coordinates the study in the University of Cincinnati's Health Promotion and Educational Doctoral Program, had revealed in a study way back in 2012 that there is a significant connection between suicidal thoughts of teens and adolescents my age and the behavior of their parents. The mother in the Lupu Bridge incident was later revealed to have been scolding her son in her car for getting into a conflict with his classmates at school. Eventually, this developed into an argument between the two, and the mother had to stop her car in the middle of speeding traffic. And before she knew it, her son opened the door, ran to the side of the bridge, and leapt off. She was one step too late. The worst part is, this isn't just one fluke. This is not just one heartbreaking incident. This is happening everywhere, in places all over the globe, in families all over the globe. And there are also countless victims who came before this 17-year-old boy that have each a tragic story of their own that are different, yet the same. January 24th, 2016. An 8-year-old boy hung himself in his room after being scolded by his parents for not completing his homework. September 17th, 2017. A 15-year-old student jumped off of a 19-story building in which she lives after getting into a quarrel with her parents on cell phone use. January 4th, 2018. A 9th grader jumped off of a 6-story building at his school after his parents forced him to complete his essay at 5 a.m. in the morning. The list goes on and on and on. What hurts me even more is that this hurt that I read about in the news is everywhere, impacting even my closest friends. And it troubles me to see that the people I get to interact with every day at school are hurt by their own loved ones. As a 14-year-old teenager who feels like I have a lot in common with most of the victims, I was heartbroken and baffled. Where is this hurt coming from? Love was not absent from any of these situations. The parents loved their children and did what they thought was right to enforce their love. So why is this love bringing burdens and pain? How can it be avoided? I asked my friends, my parents, did research online, in search for an answer, but I didn't get one. None of this produced a clear enough answer for me to understand or believe. And then I ran into a story that made everything click into place. Now, everyone in the audience should know who Albert Einstein is, right? Arguably the most influential and significant physicist of the 20th century. But something you may not know about him is that Albert Einstein had trouble in school. He was a very slow learner, and he even had trouble learning how to speak, for which his parents even took him to the doctors for. He was a below average student at school, and at one point he was even expelled from his school by his headmaster. But what interested me the most was not who he was able to grow to become after all this, but his family, his parents. When Albert Einstein ran into these problems when he was young, his parents were worried, yes, but they did not condemn him or blame him for being incompetent. This is the direct opposite of what the parents in children's suicide incidents did. And yet, Einstein became one of the greatest scientists in history. So again, I looked and observed for similar scenarios in my own life and searched for an answer that felt closer than ever. And the more I observed, the clearer this answer became. The happiest, most successful people I know in my life all have families who support them and give them enough space and trust to grow. I began to see a pattern, and this time I felt a difference. In a family, we are both givers and receivers of love. Our families are one of the most important aspects of our lives, and the support and love received from our family is valuable beyond compare. But it is important to recognize where this love stems from. If one person tries to fit another into their own box of judgment on what's right, what's wrong, and what's good for them, the actual consideration for the other party is absent. This is when love starts to hurt. This is when love becomes a weapon with which people unknowingly use against others. Dale Carnegie had written in his best-selling book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, that the resentment that criticism engenders can demoralize employees, family members, and friends, and still not correct the situation that has been condemned. Love can and should be built upon the basis of communication, understanding, and trust, not authority and control. We are born with the capacity to love, but how to love is something we learn. Thank you.